Hi guys! So today's going to be a makeup transformation inspired by another Tim Burton movie of big eyes. Well, one character in it to be exact, and that is Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, I couldn't do Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas without trying to attempt to do her look as well. If you haven't seen Jack Skellington's video makeup transformation I did, the links will be down in the description box as always. But I really wanted to try this out, so let's see if I could do it. First of all, I'm going to put my hair up in a ponytail as always. I feel like I always start out like this. Girl, put that bang up with a bobby pin. Then I'm going to get the Elmer's glue, do the disappearing eyebrow trick. One layer, let it get tacky, and then powder grit down. Second layer, very thick, let that get tacky. Powder it down again. Of course, I'm using Tarte's No Color Smooth Operator Powder because I am going to do a third layer this time, very thick, with the Smooth Operator Powder again. And once all those layers are dry, we are going to get a light brown eyeliner pencil, whatever cheap one of course, and start drawing the grid of the mouth, that grin of Sally with the stitch marks. Reference pictures are totally important with this makeup look. I'm going to do a line under my nose, above my nostrils. Close your eyes one at a time and do the eye shape of Sally. It's going to be hard, but the base of the eye is going to be where your top lash line ends. And we're going to do the pupil on the middle of the eyebrow. The upper eyelid of Sally on your forehead with the eyelashes coming over it like arrows, straight to the top of her eye. Then do the other side, try to match it and make it equal. You can also take selfies on your phone to see if they are even. If you use baby wipes or makeup remover wipes to erase your mistakes, make sure you don't erase all that glue work we did on our eyebrows. And we're going to use this pencil to do a cutthroat looking thing. It is not going to be a cutthroat, it's just going to be the stitches on the throat. Also drawing stitch marks on the top of your forehead and the side of your cheek. And once your outline's done, we are going to get duo eyelash glue, just like Edward Scissorhands, like I've done in the past. We are going to use this for stitch marks. It's going to act raised like it's actually on the skin, like the claymation of Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. She is like this puppet girl with yarn hair and patchworks, like her body pieces are sewn together by a mad scientist. If you haven't seen this movie, where have you been? You should watch it. I've told you before in the last video. I'm not forcing you to, but these sewn marks are just so creepy and cool, and that movie is so good. It reminds me of Frankenstein, or a plot twist on The Bride of Frankenstein, a little bit with a voodoo doll. We're going to do those marks across our face, some of our cheek, on the outside corners of our mouth where we did the smile lines. We're going to make the eyelash duo glue marks, V's like birds, kind of like you drew as a kid, but without a wing like an M, but a V mark. You can use a spatula for precision or whatever, you know, maybe a plastic butter knife to make sure those lines aren't too thick and gloppy or else they won't dry. This takes forever to dry. It took me like an hour even with a hair dryer. So you know, you want to give yourself a lot of time to do this. If you're going to attempt it for Halloween this year maybe. And now comes the very, very difficult part. We are going to make the dead flesh color of Sally. She has this like off-white, kind of bluish with a hint of gray in parts of it on her skin. So I'm going to use Wolfe Brothers Aqua Paints. You can use a Ben Nye Aqua Paint, a Mehron Aqua Paint, a Krylon Aqua Paint, any type of aqua paint. You can use the tube of makeup from the Halloween stores and just make sure you get the right colors. Because I'm going to start off with some type of beauty blender dupe thing, get it wet, damp, and squeeze all the excess water out. And we're going to do a base layer of white, and you're only going to do it in sections because then we have to mix the color on top of it without lifting the other color. This is how you mix just the Wolfe Brother paints. If you're using other paints, test that out on your body. You could probably mix the colors before you actually put it on your skin if you're using the Halloween store makeup tubes, but if you're using Krylon, Mehron, something like that, you might have to try this process. Just do sections and layer without letting it dry because then you're gonna lift the paint if you let it dry and then put a second layer on. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to mix the colors on your skin kind of. but not rubbing in too hard. Just do it how I'm doing in patting motions, and then I'm going to move on towards the middle of my face near my nose and my cheeks. Again, use different sides of the sponges. One side for the white, one side for the blue. If you need two different sponges, that's fine. You don't even need a beauty blender to do this. You can use just those triangle cosmetic sponge, girl, that you find at the dollar store, at whatever drugstore, and get that damp. You don't need any fancy sponges for this. You just need to be patient with it. Do layers like I'm doing. Tap it in tapping motions across your face. Then you're going to do that jawline. Make sure you don't lift any of the duo eyelash glue stitch marks and eyelash marks that we did. Then we're going to move on to our neck in certain parts. Remember, white and then the light blue. We are going to do on top of each other. While I'm doing this, I'm leaving more of the blue tint around the shape of the eye that we drew on and on the contour of the nose. And the rest is going to be white, where the highlights on where you usually do your regular makeup are. It's going to be more white, and around the eyes and around the nose is going to be more on the blue, but everything else is going to be a mixture. If this makes any sense, I hope it does. Following these steps and watching my weird butt do it. And then I'm going to get a paintbrush with the white Wolfe Brothers paint that we've been using and tap that over our eyebrows and the eyelid where the shape of that Sally's eye mark that we made before was. Do the other eye as well. Try to do the same size like I've been telling you before. You might start looking like an alien, but that just means you might be doing it right. And once our eyes are painted on, we're going to get that light blue Wolfe Brothers paint again and paint a little bit around the stitches to make them stand out more and make the stitches highlighted, look like they're popping out, give it definition like it's actually real stitches into her skin. We kind of look like a snow queen ice princess that's really creepy and dead. Do those blue highlights even on the stitches on your head, cheek, and of course on your neck. Just all of them, girl. Just go the mile, the distance, but you don't have to do the eyelashes with this highlight color. Then I'm going to get a gray eyeshadow with a smaller eyeshadow brush and pat around those blue marks that we just did of the contouring highlight things, effects that we did on the stitches. This is going to be an extra contour to make the stitches stand out more, and those blue parts we did around the eyes and stitches aren't completely this light blue color, they have some gray in it. And layering colors like this will help the paint on the face set better around those duo eyelash glue pieces so that hopefully it will stick there longer. Girl, especially if you're going to party, you do not want to be dancing and sweating and all of this come off. You can use a setting spray after we're done, but that would be weird having pieces of eyelash glue fall on someone else's face from yours. You're going to do that color of gray around the eye and near the bridge of our nose as well. Then getting our matte black eyeshadow. I've told you this before, this is one of the most used products in makeup transformations in my opinion. We are going to use this for shading a little bit on top of some of the gray and mainly around our eyes because Sally has these beautiful, humongous eyes with eyelids of a contour shading to make her look more hollow and dead a little bit, even though her eyes are humongous. But they're gorgeous. So do it darker towards the center lash line and do an eyeliner mark and then fade it out. You can use a black pencil cream stick to do the eyeliner above her eye. On both eyes, and using that matte black eyeshadow to define the lines between the stitches on the mouth. Then I'm going to darken in those stitch lines with a black lipstick and a thin paintbrush. You're also going to use this to do the cut mark and the stitches on the head and then again on the neck. Getting a fluffy eyeshadow brush and back into that matte black eyeshadow, I'm going to do some contouring around the eyes. Like I said, she has more of a deep set eye. It's just going to give it more definition because most of the focus on Sally as a character is on her eyes and all the stitch marks. So that's why we're doing so much contour around the eyes and around the stitch marks. We want the doll to look beautiful and creepy and just like her, I hope. Getting a big fluffy makeup brush and blending on the outsides of those eyes of Sally. Get that matte black eyeshadow with that little eyeshadow brush that we've been using and contour the edges of the stitch marks on the face and everywhere else. Girl, we want to look like someone just took body parts from random caskets and sewn them together to make us, or Sally in this case. Sounds morbid and creepy. Then I'm going to use that black lipstick again with the very thin paintbrush and paint in the eyelashes of Sally. This black color on the dual eyelash glue is going to add so much more depth and dimension, so when you go show someone what you did, they're going to be like, oh, there's something different about that. Why is it raised off your skin? They're going to be a little bit creeped out, but that is just fine if it's coming towards fall or Halloween. We're getting there. I'm counting down. Then I'm going to get one of my all-time favorite lip colors from the drugstore that fits Sally perfectly almost, which is Cherry Bomb by Wet n Wild. I absolutely love this for myself. This has the perfect amount of burgundy in it for this look. It could use a little bit more brown and maybe some black if you don't think it looks correct, or if you want to do a line around it, but I'm just going to use this. She has wider lips than I do, so I'm just going to lay that down and then get a lip brush and widen the ends of my lips to match those stitch marks. And her bottom lip is a little bit more squared off than mine is, so I'm going to do that as well. Dragging that matte black eyeshadow with the fluffy brush on the sides of your nose to do somewhat of a contour. Dipping into that Wolfe Brothers paint or whatever paint that you used with the sponge and doing another layer on my chest, white and then the light blue, because I feel like it needed it. It faded a little bit. Using e.l.f.'s milk pencil and defining in the eyes. This is going to be the whitest part of the entire makeup. That's why we want to go over it with this or whatever white paint. Maybe you want to do another layer of white paint if you don't have this. Just don't drag it too much when you're applying white over all this other makeup of white that we did on our eye. And then I'm going to do the pupils of Sally with the black lipstick, and then I'm going to set it with the matte black eyeshadow. Just pop it a little bit on there. Make sure you do these even, or else she could look like she's looking another way or very wonky or off. Again, selfies on phones are the trick as long as you have your hand steady. Come on, if you have Instagram already, you got that skill in you. Getting that matte black eyeshadow again with the fluffy brush and defining around the eyes, making sure it's blended and a little bit contoured to make those eyes stand out like we've been saying, because that's one of her main focuses and best features on Sally's face is those beautiful, kind of sad, huge, stitched with giant eyelashed eyes. She's so pretty and morbid. My two favorite things. Sometimes. And now that we are done with the makeup, we are not done yet. I'm going to get Sally's costume. I got this at the Halloween store, and this was the best one that I could find. So first of all, I'm going to put on a wig cap, or in my case, a stocking, whatever you have on hand, with some bobby pins. Put that wig on. Make sure that the center of the yarn wig, if you have this, or maybe you can make it, just do the center part where her yarn hair is going to be down the center of your head. Make sure it's aligned right and you don't see that red piece that holds the wig together underneath. You don't want to see that, just the yarn. This wig reminds me of a Coraline version of The Little Mermaid, and it's making me excited thinking about it. And then you're gonna get the dress. The dress actually had this huge collared neck thing that went to the bottom of your chin, but I cut that out because I wanted to paint my own neck in. But you could do whatever you want. You could leave a collar if it has it on your Sally outfit. Honestly, you could probably make this yourself and not need to buy it like I did. But now I am done with this whole Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas makeup look. I am so excited. I cannot believe I did it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments on what you would like to see next. For the grand finale of the Tim Burton makeup transformation series of the month of SepTIMber, thank you to whoever suggested that. Taking this off was a lot more easier than I thought it was going to be. The dual eyelash glue just takes off with baby wipes and makeup remover wipes, because any type of strong liquids, just leaving it there will get the dual eyelash glue off. And if it doesn't, maybe get a Q-tip with a little bit of alcohol, but do not get the rubbing alcohol near your eyes or your mouth, anything like that. Sounds dangerous, but it should come off pretty easy with water, soap, baby wipes, a shower. This has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to do the final makeup transformation for you guys. All the products I used in this video, of course, is always listed down in the description box. I am so ready for October to be here. I'm trying to plan out those videos as well, and I'm ready to consume and smell all of the pumpkin things. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting these and sharing it with your friends as always. You do not know how much I miss you all since I'm in school, and appreciate all your support and patience and lovely comments on my videos. And Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, just everything. I love connecting with you guys. And I will see you in the next makeup transformation video. And I love you all. Bye.